Marcus Hale stood behind his small stall on the busy main walkway of Cayley's station. The air smelled of hot oil, fried noodles, and strange sweet spices from a dozen worlds. His table held jars of earth cinnamon, small bags of black pepper, and a few repaired datapads that still worked after years of rough use. He liked the quiet rhythm of trade days. People came, they looked, they sometimes bought. He nodded. He spoke little. Most aliens thought humans were odd, quiet creatures who smiled too much and fought too easily. The station was huge, a giant ring built long ago by species no one remembered now. Lights glowed in every color. Ships docked and left every hour. Voices mixed in a constant low roar. Marcus had lived here 3 years. He came after the war on New Cairo ended badly. He wanted no more orders, no more blood. He wanted simple days selling things and watching the crowd. Today felt normal until it did not. A small blue shape darted past his stall. A Varelli child. Female, by the soft lines of its face. Crest of feathers on her head. She looked no older than 6 in human years. Her skin shone like polished sapphire. Tiny wings fluttered on her back, not strong enough for real flight yet. She chased a bright toy drone that floated just out of reach. The drone bobbed and spun. It moved too fast for her short legs. Marcus watched her go. He smiled a little. Children were the same everywhere. They ran, they laughed, they forgot danger. Then he saw the cargo skimmer. Heavy machine, 6 wheels, thick metal body, loaded with mining charges and sealed crates. The driver was a tall insectoid Crixar species, known for slow reflexes. The skimmer rolled down the wide lane. It moved faster than it should. The stabilizer light blinked red. Warning ignored. The child ran straight into its path. She stopped. She looked up. The drone hovered above her head. She reached for it. Marcus moved before his brain caught up. His body knew first. He pushed off the stall table hard. His boots hit the deck. The crowd parted. Some screamed. Others froze. The skimmer horn blared. Too late. The child turned. Her eyes grew wide. Fear locked her in place. Marcus reached her in 3 long steps. He wrapped both arms around her small body. He pulled her close to his chest. He twisted hard. His back faced the skimmer now. He curled over her like a shield. His shoulders hunched, his head bent low. The explosion came fast. A mining charge broke free. The crate split open. Energy released in a bright flash. Heat slammed forward. Shrapnel flew in every direction. Sharp metal bits tore through the air. Some hit the deck. Some hit bodies. Some hit Marcus. Pain arrived all at once. Hot lines carved across his back. His left shoulder burned. His right side felt wet and heavy. Something punched through his ribs. Something else grazed his neck. Blood soaked his shirt fast. He gasped. The sound came out rough. He stayed on his feet somehow. His arms stayed locked around the child. She trembled against him. Feathers pressed flat. Her small hands gripped his jacket. She made a high, scared chirp. The sound hurt more than the metal in his flesh. The skimmer flipped. It crashed into a food stall. Metal screamed. Sparks flew. Smoke rose thick and black. People ran in every direction. Guards shouted, orders mixed with panic. Marcus sank to one knee. His legs shook. He lowered the child gently to the deck. She looked up at him. Her big luminous eyes stared. Her mouth opened. No words came out. He tried to smile. It felt wrong. Blood dripped from his lip. He tasted copper. He wanted to tell her she was safe. He wanted to say, "Run to your people." He could not speak. The words stuck. His vision blurred. Edges went dark. The pain grew huge. It filled everything. He heard footsteps, many of them. Heavy boots, armored wings rustling, voices spoke in Varelli tongue, fast, urgent. Someone knelt beside him. Strong hands touched his shoulders. They pulled at his shirt. They pressed cloth to the worst wounds. Pressure. He felt more pain. The child reached out, her tiny fingers brushed his cheek. She whispered something, soft, broken. He did not understand the words, he understood the feeling. Thank you, maybe, or please do not die. Marcus looked at her one more time. Her face swam in his sight. Blue skin, pale fear, bright eyes. He thought she was beautiful, in the way only scared children can be. He thought humans would do this again and again, no matter the species, no matter the cost. Instinct ruled when it mattered most. Then the darkness rushed in. It swallowed sound. It swallowed light. It swallowed him whole. He fell forward. His body hit the deck beside the child. His blood pooled under him, warm and sticky. The last thing he felt was her small hand still touching his face. Guards arrived. They formed a tight circle around the human and the princess. They raised weapons. They scanned for more threats. The crowd pushed back. Station medics ran forward, with kits and stretchers. Touched Marcus yet? They waited. They watched. They saw the shrapnel wounds. They saw how he had turned his body into a wall. They saw the child unharmed inside his arms. A tall Virelli female in dark armor stepped through the line. Her wings spread wide. She wore the crest of high rank. Her eyes glowed bright. She looked down at the human male who bled for her kin. She looked at the child who lived because of him. She spoke one word. Low, clear, Veilfir. The guards repeated it. Quiet, like prayer. Medics finally moved. They lifted Marcus with care. They placed him on a stretcher. They strapped him down. They started emergency treatment, right there on the walkway. The child clung to his hand until a guard gently pulled her away. She cried out. She reached back. Her mother arrived then. The high matron herself, wings trembling, face pale. She took her daughter in her arms. She held her tight. She looked at the human on the stretcher. The stretcher moved away. Guards walked on both sides, weapons ready. The crowd parted. They stared. They whispered. Humans did this thing. No other species did it so fast, so complete. Marcus heard none of it. He floated in black. Nothing hurt now. Nothing mattered now. He slept deep. The station kept moving. Ships came. Ships left. Lights stayed bright. But on that day something changed. A human acted on instinct. A debt was born. A bond was made. And the galaxy would remember. Marcus Hale opened his eyes slowly. The world came back in pieces. First sound, a low soft hum, like machines breathing. Then smell, clean air, mixed with faint flower scent and metal. Then light, soft blue glow from walls that curved gently overhead. He lay on something soft, a wide, low bed. His body felt heavy. His back burned in lines of fire. His shoulders ached deep inside. Every breath pulled at wounds he could not see. He tried to move. His arms stayed pinned by soft straps across his chest. Not tight, enough to keep him still. He blinked hard. The room sharpened. It was large. Round walls covered in smooth panels that glowed pale green. No windows, just quiet light. A medical suite. He knew the look from war hospitals, but this one felt richer, more careful. Then he saw them. They stood in a perfect circle around his bed. At least 12 tall figures. Each one wore armor that shimmered like oil on water. Dark blue and silver plates overlapped like scales. Wings folded tight against their backs. Long, thin blades hung at their hips. Handles wrapped in silk. The Virelli honor guard, faces hidden behind smooth helmets. Eyes glowed faint violet through narrow slits. They did not move. They did not speak. They watched him. In the center of the circle stood one different. An older female. Her armor carried more gold. Crest on her chest showed a rising star. Wings spread halfway in calm power. She wore no helmet. Her face looked wise and strong. Blue skin deeper than most. Lines around her eyes spoke of years and command. She held herself straight. her gaze locked on Marcus. Beside her stood the child, the small blue girl he had pulled from death. She wore clean silk robes now, soft white, with silver threads. Her feathers stood up a little less flat. Her big eyes stared at him, wide and bright. She clutched the toy drone tight against her chest, like it might fly away again. Marcus tried to speak. His throat felt dry and rough. He swallowed. He forced words out. What happened? Female tilted her head. She answered in clear standard, her voice calm and deep. You live, human Marcus Hale. You took the blast for my daughter. You live because we brought you here fast. Marcus blinked again. His mind worked slow. Pain made thinking hard. Your daughter. The child stepped forward one small step. She looked up at her mother, then back at him. Her voice came soft, high, like a song. I am Lyra, Princess Lyra. Marcus felt something twist in his chest. Not pain, something warmer. He looked at the girl. She looked unhurt. No cuts, no burns, just scared eyes that slowly filled with wonder. He tried to smile. It hurt his face. I am glad you are safe, kid. The matron raised one hand. The guards shifted. They did not relax. They stayed ready. She spoke again. You acted without thought. You placed your body between death and a child not of your kin. Among my people this has a name. Veilthyr. The shield that bleeds first. It is rare. It is sacred. It creates a debt that lasts. Beyond life. Marcus frowned. Debt. I just did what anyone would do. The matron's wings flared wide for a moment, then folded again. No human, not anyone. My people do not move so fast. We think, we plan, we protect our own first. You moved before the thought finished. No other species does this, not like you. One of the guards spoke. Low voice from behind the helmet. He spoke in Virelli. The matron translated. He says your blood still marks the deck where you fell. He says the child lives because your flesh stopped the metal. He says we owe you more than honor. Marcus looked around the circle. Every guard met his eyes. They did not blink. They stood like statues carved from night and starlight. He felt small under so many stares. Not scared, just strange. He had seen respect before, in war, in bars, in quiet moments, but never like this. Never from beings who looked like they could tear ships apart. He tried to sit up. The straps held firm. Pain spiked through his back. He hissed through his teeth. The child made a small, worried sound. She stepped closer. The matron put a gentle hand on her shoulder. Stay, Lyra. He heals. Marcus settled back. He breathed slow. What now? The matron answered, we keep you safe. The attack was no accident. Charges were tampered. Enemies seek my line. They seek weakness. You stopped them. You stopped more than one death. You may have stopped war. Marcus closed his eyes a moment. Enemies, assassins. He had left that life behind. He wanted no part of politics, no part of crowns. But here he lay, in the middle of it all, because he could not let a child die. He opened his eyes again. The child still watched him. She tilted her head. You hurt bad. He nodded a little. Yeah, but I will live, I think. She smiled small. Her feathers lifted. Happy sound came from her throat, like soft bells. You are strong, like stories say about humans. Marcus gave a weak laugh. Stories. The matron nodded. Stories reach even us, Deathworlders. Humans come from hard places. You break, you bleed, you keep going. We hear tales, we thought them half true. Now we see. One guard moved forward. He carried a small tray, metal bowl filled with clear gel. He knelt beside the bed. He spoke no words. He reached to lift Marcus' shirt. The human tensed. The guard paused. He looked to the matron. She nodded. The guard worked careful. He cleaned wounds. He spread gel. It cooled the fire. It numbed the deep ache. Marcus watched the guard face. No fear, no disgust, just focus, like this was holy work. When the guard finished, he stood. He bowed low, wings spread in respect. He returned to the circle. Marcus felt tired, heavy. Sleep pulled at him again. He looked at the child. "You okay, Lyra?" She nodded fast. "Yes, because of you." "Good." He closed his eyes again. "Keep that drone safe." She hugged it tighter. "I will." The matron spoke once more. "Rest, human. We guard you. We talk later. The debt must be named. The bond must be set." Marcus did not answer. Sleep took him, fast. This time it came gentle. No pain, no dark rush, just quiet. The circle stayed. They did not sit. They did not speak. They watched. They waited. The matron stood tallest. Her eyes never left the human who bled for her blood. Outside the room, station life moved on. Traders shouted, ships hummed, guards patrolled. But inside this space, time stopped. A human lay wounded. A princess stood safe. Honor waited to be given. And the galaxy turned one small step closer to knowing what humans really were. The guards kept their vigil, wings still, eyes bright. They encircled him like a wall of living steel. They would stay until he woke again, until the debt found its shape. Because some things could not wait. Some bonds formed in blood, and once made, they did not break. Marcus Hale woke again. This time the pain felt smaller, like fire turned to coals. He opened his eyes. The same soft blue light filled the room. The same circle of honor guard stood around his bed. They had not moved. Their armor still gleamed. Their wings stayed folded. Their eyes watched steady. The matron stood in the center. Lyra sat on a low stool beside her. The child looked up fast when she saw him awake. Her feathers lifted happy. She smiled big. Her small hands clasped tight around the toy drone. "You wake again." The matron's voice came calm and clear. "We are glad." Marcus licked his dry lips. "How long?" "2 station cycles," she answered. "About 30 human hours. Your body fights well. The wounds close faster than we expected." He tested his arms. The straps were gone. He pushed up slow. His back pulled but held. He sat on the edge of the bed. His bare feet touched cool floor. He wore loose medical pants and no shirt. Bandages wrapped his chest and shoulders, with faint pink. The guards shifted. They watched every move. Not threat, just care. Marcus looked at the matron. "You said debt. Tell me more." She stepped closer. Her wings opened halfway, a sign of trust among her people. "Vilethir is more than thanks. It is a chain of life. You gave your blood to save my daughter. In our law, this binds us. Your pain becomes our pain. Your life becomes part of our line. We must repay, or the shame stays on my house forever." Marcus rubbed his face. "I do not want shame on anyone. I just reacted." The child jumped up. She ran to him. She stopped just short. She looked up. "You are hurt because of me." "No," Marcus said quick. "Not because of you. For you. That different." Lyra's eyes filled with water. She blinked hard. "You are kind, human." The matron placed a hand on her daughter's shoulder. She spoke to Marcus. "The attack came from House Vexar. They want my throne. They think killing Lyra makes me weak. They did not expect a human to stand in the way. Now they know fear." Marcus frowned. "Fear of me? One man?" "Not one man," the matron said. "One human. We have watched your kind from far. You come from a world that kills you daily. Gravity pulls hard. Air burns cold. Beasts hunt you. You fight wars with sticks and fire. You laugh when you should die. Galactic Council calls you Deathworlders. They say you are reckless. They say you break easy. Now they will learn different." One guard spoke, his voice deep through the helmet. "This human turned his back to death. He took metal meant for a princess. He stood when others would fall. He is Vilethir, true." The others murmured agreement. Wings rustled soft. Marcus looked around. He felt strange, heavy, not from wounds, from weight of their words. I am no hero. I sell spices. I fix old tech. I left fighting behind. The matron tilted her head. Yet you fought when it mattered. Instinct rules you. Humans have this gift. We do not. We plan, we weigh, we hesitate. You act, you bleed, you protect. Word for this until now. Lyra tugged his hand. Please tell me about your world. Marcus looked down at her, small blue fingers on his scarred skin. He smiled. Faint. Earth big blue like you, but greener. Water everywhere. Mountains high enough to touch clouds. Animals that run fast. Some fly. Some swim. We build cities tall. We make machines that think. We fight each other too much. But when danger comes for kids, for family, for strangers, we stand up. Lyra's eyes grew wide, like in the stories. Better than stories, Marcus said quiet. The matron spoke again. The station heals you slow. We have better ways on our homeworld. If you allow, we take you there. Nanites from your own people speed your recovery, but ours can make you whole faster. Marcus raised an eyebrow. You know about my nanites? We scanned you, the matron answered. Military grade, hidden deep. We respect secrets, we do not share them. He nodded slow. Okay, take me. The guards moved at once. They formed two lines. One line led to the door. The other stayed close to him. Lyra took his hand. She walked beside him. The matron followed last. They left the medical suite. They walked wide corridors. Guards from station security bowed as they passed. Aliens stared. Some whispered. Some backed away. Humans, rare on Kalis. Now one walked with Royal Virelli. Many eyes followed. They reached a private dock. A sleek black ship waited. Ramp down. Lights warm inside. The matron guided him up. Lyra never let go of his hand. Inside the ship felt alive. Walls pulsed soft green. Seats shaped for wings and tails. One wide couch made ready for him. Marcus sat. He leaned back. Pain eased a little. The ship hummed. Engines woke. Door sealed. They lifted smooth. No jolt. No shake. Lyra sat beside him. She looked out small window. Stars slid past. She turned to him. Thank you again. Marcus touched her crest, gentle. You welcome, kid. The matron sat across. She watched them both. She spoke low. The debt has many shapes. One part is protection. We guard you now as you guarded her. Another part is choice. When you heal, you decide. Stay with us as guest, or more. More, Marcus asked. Adoption into our line, she said simple. You become Veilthur to Lara. Honor father, shield brother. You join our house. You gain rank, power. Alliance with humanity follows if you wish. Marcus stared at her. Alliance, whole species. Yes, the matron nodded. Your people gain friends among stars. We gain a shield that does not bend. She smiled shy. I want you to stay. He felt something crack inside. Old walls he built after war. Walls to keep hurt out. Walls to keep people away. One small princess walked through them easy. I need time, he said quiet. You have time, the matron answered. Heal first, then choose. The ship flew on. Stars blurred into lines. They left Kalis behind. They headed to Virelli space, where old empires waited, where debts turned to bonds, where one human action changed. Everything. Marcus closed his eyes. He listened to ship hum. He felt Lara's small hand in his. He thought about spices left on stall. He thought about blood on deck. He thought about eyes that watched him now, full of awe, full of something like love. He breathed deep. No rush, no fear, just path ahead, unknown but real. The guards stood silent around him. Even here on ship, they circled, they protected, They waited, because Veilthir had woken, and the circle held firm. The ship landed smooth on the main platform of Virel Prime. The homeworld glowed green and gold under twin suns. Marcus stepped out first, assisted by 2 guards who held his arms gentle. His wounds still pulled, but the nanites worked fast. New skin grew over old scars. Pink lines marked where metal had torn him. The air smelled sweet, like rain on warm stone, mixed with faint spice from distant fields. Lyra ran ahead. She spun in circles. Her wings fluttered quick. She laughed high and clear. She turned back to him. Come see, this is home. Marcus walked slow. The matron stayed close at his side. Honor guard formed loose square around them. Weapons low, but ready. They crossed wide stone paths. Gardens bloomed on both sides. Flowers bigger than his head. Colors bright enough to hurt eyes. Birds with long tails sang soft songs. They entered the royal compound. Tall towers rose smooth. White stone carved with flowing patterns. Gates opened without sound. Inside, courtyards spread open. Water ran in thin streams over black rock. Pools reflected sky. Small Varelli children played. They stopped when they saw the group. They stared at the human. They whispered fast. A medical hall waited. Low building with wide doors. Inside air felt cool and clean. Walls pulsed soft light. Healers in pale robes bowed deep. They led Marcus to a wide chamber. Bed bigger than before. Soft pads shaped to fit wings, but wide enough for him. They helped him lie down. Healers moved quick. They removed old bandages. They applied fresh gel. They pressed small devices to his skin. Blue light scanned deep. One healer spoke low to the matron. Healing accelerates. He will walk free in 3 cycles, full strength in 7. The matron nodded. She looked at Marcus. You rest now. We watch. Days passed quiet. Marcus slept much. When awake he ate strange food, sweet fruit, thin bread spiced with something like cinnamon. Lyra visited every morning. She sat on the bed edge. She told stories of her people. Grew strong. How first flight felt like freedom. She asked about Earth. He told her simple things. Snow on mountains, rain that never stopped, cities lit bright at night. She listened, eyes wide. Guards stayed near, always 2 at door, 2 more inside circle tight. They spoke little, but when they did, words carried weight. One guard named Kalor, tall even for Virelli, removed helmet one day, face sharp, blue skin scarred old. He looked at Marcus. You move like warrior, even hurt. Marcus shrugged. Old habit. Kalor nodded. Respect. On 4th day, trouble came. Alarm sounded low and urgent. Red lights flashed soft. Guards snapped to attention. Weapons rose. Matron entered fast, wings tight. Lyra behind her, face pale. Intruder House Vexar blade in halls. They come for you both. Marcus sat up fast. Pain flared, but he ignored. He looked around. Room had 1 door, window high and narrow, no weapon near. The matron spoke calm. We hold them. You stay. Marcus shook his head. No, if they want me. Let them come. I do not hide behind others. Kalor stepped forward. Human, you heal. Marcus stood slow, legs steady. He looked at child. Lyra, stay back. She nodded, scared but brave. Door burst open. 3 figures in dark cloaks, scaled armor black, blades curved long. They moved fast, wings spread for balance. First one lunged at matron. She stepped aside, blade missed by breath. Second aimed for Lyra. Marcus moved. He grabbed nearest thing. Metal tray from healer table, heavy solid. He swung hard. Tray edge, caught assassin wrist, bone cracked. Blade fell. Assassin hissed pain. Third came at Marcus. Fast. Marcus ducked. Blade whistled overhead. He drove forward. Shoulder slammed into chest. Assassin staggered. Marcus followed. Knee to gut. Elbow to jaw. Assassin dropped. First assassin turned. saw comrades down, saw humans stand bloody but tall. He charged. Marcus caught wrist, twisted hard, blade dropped. He kicked knee, assassin fell. Kaloran guards rushed in, they pinned last. 1. Fast, silent work. Done. Room went quiet. Blood on floor. Not much. Assassin groaned. Matron looked at Marcus. You fought, half-healed. You fought for her again. Marcus breathed hard. Chest rose, fell. He looked at Lyra. She's safe? Yes, Matron said, voice thick. You prove it twice. Guards dragged assassins away. Matron turned to Marcus. Galactic Council will hear this. House Vexar falls. Your act seals it. Marcus wiped sweat from brow. I did not plan it. Instinct, the matron said. Again. Your gift. Lyra ran to him. She hugged his leg tight. You strong, you keep me safe. He touched her crest gentle. Always, kid, if I can. Days healed faster after that. Nanites plus Virelli medicine closed wounds. Pink lines faded to white. He walked compound free. Guards followed loose now. Respect in every step. Matron called him to high hall. Wide room, open to sky, pillars tall, throne low and wide. She stood before it, Lyra beside her. Other nobles gathered, wings folded, eyes curious. She spoke loud. Human Marcus Hale, you saved my daughter. You took shrapnel meant for her. You fought again when blades came. You embody Veilthir more than any of our blood. I offer choice. Stay as guest, wealth, honor, safety, or accept greater. Become Veilthir to Lyra. Honor father, shield brother, member of royal line. Your name joins our history. Humanity gains alliance with ascendancy. Old empire, strong ships, wise counsel. Room waited silent, wings still. Marcus looked at faces. Many species never offered this. Never trusted Death Worlder with crown. He looked at Lyra. She watched him. Eyes big, hope bright. He thought of old life. Stall on station. Spices, dust, quiet days. No weight, no eyes on him. He thought of explosion, pain, blood, child safe in arms. Something warm grew inside. Something he forgot after war. He stepped forward, voice clear. I accept. Lyra chirped happy. Wings flared. Matron wings spread wide. Room erupted. Sound like thunder. Soft feathers beat air. Bowed deep. Matron placed hand on his shoulder. Welcome, brother. Welcome, father. Marcus felt circle close. Not trap, but home. New, strange, real. He looked down at Lyra. She took his hand. Small fingers strong. He smiled faint. Guess I stay. Galaxy watched. One human changed balance. One act of instinct built bridge between stars. Humans no longer odd drifters. Now known protectors. Fierce, loyal. When they chose you, nothing stopped them. And in High Hall under twin suns, a new bond held firm. Unbreakable. The grand audience chamber of the Ascendancy Palace stretched wide under a dome of clear crystal. Twin suns poured golden light across polished white stone. Floors gleamed like still water. Pillars rose tall, carved with scenes of ancient flights and battles. Thousands of Virelli nobles filled the space, wings folded in respect. Feathers shimmered in every shade of blue and silver. They stood silent, waiting. At the far end, a raised platform held the high throne, low, wide seat, shaped from black crystal, draped in silk. The high matron stood before it, armor replaced by flowing robes of deep gold, crest of stars on her chest. She looked calm, strong, eyes bright with pride. Lyra stood beside her. Small princess now wore armor scaled to her size, light plates that caught the light like fish scales. Her wings stood proud, feathers groomed perfect. She held a small glowing orb in both hands. Light pulsed soft inside. Marcus Hale walked forward alone. No guards touched him now. behind in loose formation. Respect, not restraint. He wore simple tunic of dark blue Virelli style. Pants loose, boots soft, leather belt held no weapon. Scars showed on his arms and neck, white lines where shrapnel had bitten deep. He walked straight, back tall, shoulders square. Pain long gone, strength returned full. The crowd watched. Every eye followed the human who came from nothing, who sold spices, who became something more. Whispers moved soft, like wind through leaves. He reached the platform steps. He stopped. He looked up at the matron. She nodded once, small gesture, full of meaning. Lyra stepped forward, her steps careful, wings half open. She looked up at him, eyes big, bright, no fear, only joy. She raised the glowing orb high for all to see. "This is the mark of Veilthir Prime," she said, voice small but clear, carried by chamber acoustics to every corner. "First ever given to one not born of our blood." She stepped closer. Marcus knelt on one knee to match her height. The orb against his chest. Light flared warm, spread across his skin, like warm water flowing over scars. The light sank in. Faint glow stayed behind, shaped like a rising star, over his heart. The chamber exploded in sound. Wings beat hard. Thunder rolled soft. Feathers slapped air in rhythm. Applause like storm. Nobles bowed deep. Some knelt. Others raised blades high. Salute sharp. Marcus felt the mark settle. Warm, not hot. Steady pulse like second heartbeat. He looked at Lyra. She smiled. Tears shone in her eyes. She hugged him tight, small arms around his neck. He hugged back, gentle, careful. The matron spoke, voice strong, echoed clear. "Marcus Hale, human of Earth, you took shrapnel for my daughter. You fought blades half-healed. You chose our house over your old life. Today you join our line forever. Veilthir, prime shield of the princess, honor father to Lyra, brother to the ascendancy. Your name enters our records. Your blood ties to ours. Humanity gains alliance. Ships, council, trade protection. Gain the fiercest protector the stars have known." Marcus stood, slow. He looked out over the sea of faces, blue skin, glowing eyes, wings still. He felt strange, not scared, not proud, just right, like puzzle piece clicked into place. He spoke, voice low but carried. "I came here to sell spices. I wanted quiet days, no more war, no more blood. But one child ran into danger. I could not stand still. I acted. Instinct took over. Now I stand here, because of her, because of you all. I accept this mark. I accept this bond. I will shield Lyra with my life. I will stand for your people when needed. Humans do not break easy. We bleed, we hurt, we keep going. If that helps you, then I am glad." The matron wings spread wide. She stepped forward. She placed both hands on his shoulders. "Brother." Marcus nodded. "Brother." Lyra took his hand. She pulled him to stand beside her, on the platform, in the light, in the center. Small princess, tall human, side by side. The crowd cheered again. Louder. Wings beat faster. Sound rolled like wave. Nobles stepped forward one by one. They bowed. They touched fist to chest. They spoke his name. Veilthir Prime. Soft, like prayer. After ceremony came feast. Long tables set in lower halls. Food piled high. Fruit sweet as honey. Bread warm. Spiced meat. Thin wine that tasted like summer. Guards relaxed. Weapons down. Wings loose. Laughter filled air. Marcus sat between Lyra and the matron. Child talked fast, told stories of first flight lessons, asked about human games. He answered simple, told of tag and hide-seek, told of snowball fights. She laughed high, tried to imagine snow. Matron watched quiet. She leaned close once. You changed us, she said soft. One act, one choice. We see humans different now. Not reckless, not strange. Protective, fierce, loyal. We feared Deathworlders, now we welcome them. Marcus looked at her. I feared nothing after war. Thought I lost that part. Now I find it again, because of her. Lyra heard. She hugged his arm. I glad you here. Her crest, gentle. Me too, kid. Night fell. Twin suns set. Sky turned deep purple. Stars bright. Palace lights glowed warm. Marcus walked balcony. High above gardens. Air cool. Sweet Lyra beside him. Guards distant now. Respect given space. She looked up at stars. Which one is yours? He pointed faint dot, blue-white. That way. Far. She stared long. I want to see it someday. You will, he said quiet. When you fly strong. When ships take us there. She smiled. Promise. They stood quiet. Stars watched back. Galaxy turned slow. One small human act. Rippled out. Touched empires. Changed minds. Built bridges where none stood before. Humans no longer odd strangers. No longer Deathworld barbarians. Now known as shields. As brothers. As ones who bleed first. Who stand last. When others fall. In Palace Hall below. Matron raised glass. Alone. Toast silent. To Veilthir Prime. To the human who saved her line. To the future where species stood together. Chest. Pulse gentle. Reminder. He looked down at Lyra. She yawned. Wings drooped. Sleepy. Time for bed, he said. She nodded. Took his hand. Guards nodded. Respect clear. He carried her to chambers. Placed her in soft nest. She hugged him one more time. Good night, father. Good night, princess. He left door open. Light from hall spilled in. Guards took post. Silent watch. Marcus walked to his own room. Simple, wide bed. Window to stars. He lay down. Mark glowed faint. He closed eyes. Sleep came easy. No pain, no fear, just peace. Outside, galaxy moved. Ships flew. Trade flowed. Alliances grew. One human at center. Quiet man who sold spices, who took shrapnel, who woke encircled, who chose to stay. And the circle held, not cage, but family. Unbreakable, strong, forever.